processions. Two journeys taken by Jesus we've heard about today. Two processions, one going into town and one going out. The first is the Sunday procession. It's the palm part of the story. On the first day of the week, Jesus entered the city of Jerusalem to Hosanna and shouts of acclamation. Crowds waved branches and welcomed him. He comes riding on a donkey. That's the first procession. The second is the Friday procession. It's the passion part of the story. On Friday morning, Jesus was led out of the city of Jerusalem to taunts and shouts of rage. Crowds shook their heads and ridiculed him. He goes forth carrying a cross. That's the second procession. One journey leads to another. Going into Jerusalem, the city of the powerful, means Jesus is stripped of all power and handed over to death. On Sunday, the crowds just about carried Jesus in on their shoulders. On Friday, on the way out, he carried the sin of the whole world on his. And so today we've gone from cheers to jeers rather quickly. What began as a first festive worship event for us with smiles and palms has given way to a worship tone that's more stark and somber, but also more real. After all, Jesus did go to Jerusalem for a reason. Not to be heralded, but to suffer. Not to save his own life, but to lose it. He rode into the city to meet his end. And so maybe the happy, triumphant entry into Jerusalem wasn't so happy and triumphant. The city, the story says, was in turmoil at Jesus' arrival. The plot to take his life, the fickle way of the crowds, the political leaders only interested in saving their own necks, all of this is lurking in the shadows on that day that Jesus entered Jerusalem. It's all beginning to unfold. But so then maybe the sad and desolate journey of Jesus out of Jerusalem, maybe there is more to that too. We know there is more to that story besides death. For hidden beneath the agony of that procession to the cross is the glorious purpose of God who loved the world so much that he gave his only Son. And so now we have begun our procession. We walked into this place of worship today. We will walk back out too. But as people of faith, we will continue walking the path of holiness. From here we walk as the church through these days that lead us in the footsteps of Jesus, remembering his journey, giving thanks for his work. Who is this? That is what the crowds in the city asked as Jesus entered that Sunday so long ago. It is the same question we ask as we enter into this week. Who is this? Who is this Jesus who comes and goes to save us? I invite you to be part of the procession of worship that is ahead for us as a church, to come and gather in the presence of God, to go strengthened by his word, and once again to remember who this is who makes the journey for us.